I know you've seen all the videos about how quickly AI tools like Claude and ChatGPT can help you create a digital product. But if you're someone who has been trying to figure out how to make money online with digital products and you still haven't yet, it may be because you're not asking the right questions. Personally, I would not recommend that your first question be, what digital product should I create? I think your first question should be, what do I already know that someone else would pay to understand faster? That one shift, it changes everything. Because most people are using AI to create generic products, a random ebook, a template, a checklist, and then they wonder why nobody buys it. But the women who can win with digital products are not the ones who are creating more random downloads. They're the ones turning real experience into useful shortcuts. So, in this video, I'm going to show you 5 digital products that you can create from your career background, your lived experience, and your hard earned knowledge. Not because digital products are magic, because they're not, and not because AI will do everything for you, because it won't, but because your experience may already contain the raw material for something someone else needs. And by the end of this video, you'll know how to look at what you've done and turn it into a prompt pack, a swipe file, a template, a guide, or a simple tool. And if you want help figuring out which one makes the most sense for your background, I created a digital product prompt pack to go with this video. It walks you through how to create a digital product from start to finish, and that includes helping you extract your skills, find the strongest problem that you can solve, choose the right product format, outline the product, name it, price it, and which platform to sell it on. So don't worry if you're watching this and thinking, okay, but which one should I create? That's exactly what the prompt pack was built to help you figure out. I'll leave a link in the description. So before we get into it, let me introduce myself. Hey friend, my name is Quinn and I am founder of Sister Lady Girl, and I help women over 40 turn their experience into income without starting from scratch. And today we're talking all about digital products. But I want to be clear about this. This is not a make money online while you sleep video. That's not the conversation that we're having here. This is about turning what you already know into something useful, specific, and sellable, because digital products can work. A guide can work, a template can work, a checklist, a mini workbook. All of those things are proven. They are solid ideas. In fact, I've sold a few online myself. But here's what you need to understand: it only works when it solves a real problem for a real person. And that's where a lot of people get this wrong. They start with the format. They say, I want to create an ebook, a template, or a dashboard. But the format is not the strategy. The problem is the strategy. The result is the strategy. And the person that you're helping is the strategy. The digital product is just the container. So today, I'm going to walk you through 5 digital products that women over 40 can create from what they already know. And with each one, I'll show you the difference between a generic product and a product built from experience. And that's the part that matters. Here's the first thing that you need to understand: your experience is not automatically a product. Your experience is raw material. You still have to shape it. Think of it like this: if you worked in HR for 20 years, that is not a product. But an interview prep guide, an onboarding checklist, or a resume review template, those could be products. So if you planned events for years, that is not a product by itself, but a retreat planning blueprint, a wedding planner workbook, or a vendor negotiation guide, those could be digital products. Same experience, different translation. The important thing to remember is people won't just pay you because you know stuff. People love a shortcut, so they'll pay for the part of what you know that helps them solve a specific problem. And that's the difference. And once you understand that, digital products get so much easier to think about, because now you're not asking, what should I create? You're asking, what shortcut can I give someone based on what I already know? And that's a much better question. And this is why the prompt pack does not start by asking you, what do you want to sell? It starts by helping you extract the value from your actual experience, because the right product usually comes from the problem you already understand better than most people. The first digital product I'm going to talk about is a prompt pack. Now, prompt packs are everywhere. Some of them are useful, some of them are not. The difference is whether the prompts are connected to a real outcome. A weak prompt pack says, here are 100 chat GPT prompts. That's not enough anymore. A stronger prompt pack says, here are 10 prompts that help a first time consultant turn her experience into a clear offer. That is specific. The value is not the prompt, the value is the thinking behind the prompt. And that is where your experience comes in. If you've worked in communications or marketing, you can create prompts around brand voice, messaging, crisis response, or content clarity. If you've worked in finance, you can create prompts around money management, planning, and financial systems. The prompt is just the delivery system. The real product is your judgment because anybody can ask AI a question, but not everybody knows what question to ask. That's why a prompt pack built from real experience can be valuable because it saves someone from staring at a blank screen. And that's exactly why I created the digital product prompt pack. It's not a random list of prompts. It's designed to help you figure out what product makes sense based on your skills, your buyer, and the problem that you can solve better than anyone else. The second digital product is a swipe file. And this one is simple. A swipe file is a collection of examples, scripts, templates, or copy that someone can adapt. And I want to emphasize that word adapt. This works especially well if you know how to write something that people struggle to write, like bios, proposals, client onboarding emails, pitches, and scripts. So let's use a practical example. So let's say that you're someone who has a nonprofit experience. You could create the donor communication swipe file, and inside a person could find things like sponsorship emails, thank you messages, event invitation copy, and donation follow-up scripts, things like that. So this is powerful because people don't want the recipe, they just want to eat. So if your experience gave you language that works, that language can become a product. But here's the key. Do not sell a pile of documents. Sell the situation that it helps with. And by that, I mean, don't just tell people that you sell email templates. Say that you provide follow up emails to service providers who are tired of losing warm leads. That is the difference between a file and an offer. The third digital product is a checklist or workbook. This is probably one of the easiest places for women with experience to start because if you've done something repeatedly, you probably already have a process. You may not call it that yet, but you have one. You know what to do first. You know what people forget. You know where mistakes happen. You know what questions need to be answered before someone moves forward. That can become a checklist. So let me give you an example. I created an event budget calculator to help me plan my event, the Second Act Summit. It's almost like a checklist and a workbook all in one. I can see all the areas of an event that I need to be focused on, like the site, the decorations, the entertainment, printing, promotions, etc. Plus, it helps me plan the budget for the event so I know how much I have at any given time. Regardless of whether you're planning a large or a small event, it works because it gives people structure, and structure is valuable, especially when someone is overwhelmed. But again, the goal is not to create a 75-page workbook just because you can. The goal is to help someone get one clear result. In the case of the budget calculator, is to ensure that I plan an amazing experience without going over budget. It helps reduce confusion and overwhelm like a checklist, and it helps me make decisions like a workbook. And if you're not sure whether your experience should become a checklist, a workbook, a guide, a template, or a hybrid like I created, that's one of the things that the prompt pack helps you sort through. You can plug in your background, your skills, and the audience that you want to help, and it's going to help you identify the product format that makes the most sense for you. Because the goal is not to create the trendiest product, the goal is to create the product that your person actually needs. The fourth digital product is a template. Now, templates are powerful because they save people time, but the best templates do more than look nice. They help people complete a task correctly. That's where your experience matters. A financial professional could create a budget template for women trying to prepare for a career transition. A real estate professional could create a relocation checklist. A teacher could create a lesson planning template for online course creators. So I hope you're noticing the pattern. The template is attached to a use case. That is what makes it easier to sell because content calendar template is vague, but 30-day visibility planner for women turning experience into income is crystal clear. Specificity makes the product easier to understand. And when something is easier to understand, it is much easier to buy. Now, one important point I want to make is that templates often sell at lower price points, and that's not a bad thing, but it does mean you usually need more volume. So if your goal is audience growth, a template can be a great product. If your goal is fast cash, you may want to pair that template with a service. So, for example, you may have a $27 content calendar template. You could pair that with a $497 brand voice and messaging intensive. Now the template creates access and the service creates cash flow. That is a smarter product ladder, in my opinion. And if you're using the prompt pack, this is one of the strategic questions it helps you think through. Is this product supposed to create cash now? Is it supposed to build your audience? Is it supposed to lead to a service, validate a bigger offer? Because the product that you create should match the goal that you have. The fifth digital product is a guide. This is the one most people think of first: an ebook, a playbook, a short report, starter kit, things like that. And I like guides when they're built around real experience. But I need you to understand this. Do not use AI to create a guide from nothing. That's how we get generic products that sound like everybody else's. Use AI to organize your thinking. Use it to outline, use it to simplify, use it to format, use it to turn your ideas into a clearer product. But the insight needs to come from you. Your stories, your steps, your point of view, your examples, lessons, mistakes, even your receipts. That's what makes the guide worth buying. So, as an example, a woman with leadership experience could create the first time manager survival guide. A woman who's navigated caregiving could create the adult daughter's caregiver starter guide. A woman who's changed careers after 45 could create a career reframe guide for midlife women. The key is not length. The key is usefulness. So, a 12-page guide that helps someone take action is better than a 90-page ebook that they're never going to finish. And if you want to make it even stronger, include examples, checklists, scripts, or prompts inside the guide. That makes it even more practical because people do not just want information, they want movement. And that's also why I included prompts in the pack that help you add examples, exercises, checklists, and practical tools inside your product. Because a good digital product does not just explain something, it helps the buyer do something. And that's the difference between a product someone downloads and forgets and a product they actually use. Just because you can create a digital product quickly does not mean you should start there. This is where a lot of people get disappointed. They spend hours making the guide, they design the cover, they upload it to the checkout page, they post about it once, then nothing happens, and then they think the product failed. But the product may not be the problem. The missing piece may be traffic, trust, or a clear selling system. Digital products need visibility. People have to know it exists. They have to understand why they need it. They have to trust that it's going to help them. That takes content like emails, conversations, partnerships, search, community. So if you need cash quickly, a service may still be the faster path because a $27 guide needs a lot more buyers than a $500 service. Both can work, but they do different jobs. A digital product is often great for reach, trust, and scalable income over time. A service is often better for immediate cash flow and learning what people actually need. And honestly, the smartest path may be both. Start with the service, learn the real problems, turn the patterns into a product. That way, you're not guessing, you're building from proof. The prompt pack can help you do this too because one of the things that it asks is whether your idea should become a product, a service, a workshop, or a free lead magnet first. That question matters because not every idea should become a paid product right away. Sometimes the smarter move is to test the problem through the service, then turn the proof into a product. Use this filter if you don't know which digital product to create. If people always ask you what to say, create a swipe file. If people always ask you to do something step by step, create a checklist or a workbook. If people always ask you for your process, create a template. If people always ask you how to use AI for a specific task, create a prompt pack. If people need your full perspective on a topic, create a guide. This is the simplest way to choose. Do not choose a product because it sounds trendy. Choose the product based on the shortcut your audience actually needs. Because once you know the shortcut, the product gets easier to create. The prompt pack is designed to help you find that shortcut. So let's say you spent 20 years as an executive assistant. At first, you might think, what digital product could I possibly create? But let's take a closer look. You know how to manage calendars. You know how to protect time. You know how to organize information. You know how to write follow up emails. You know how to prepare people for meetings. You know how to keep things from slipping through the cracks. That could become a prompt pack for weekly planning, a swipe file for client follow up emails, a checklist for inbox cleanup, a template for weekly CEO dashboard, a guide on how to organize your business backend. That's 5 product ideas from one background. Same career, different containers. This is why I keep saying your experience is not random, it is raw material. And when you know how to translate it, one background can become multiple income paths. So if you want to do this for your own background, that is exactly what the digital product prompt pack is for. It helps you stop guessing and start matching your experience to the product your audience could actually use. Now, I don't want you to finish this video and try to go out and create 5 new products. Pick one thing that you know well, then ask yourself, what does my person that I help need the most? Is it words, steps, structure, prompts, perspective? That answer tells you what to create. And if you want help walking through the process, grab the digital product prompt pack. I left the link in the description. It's a 6-phase approach that's going to help you extract the value from your experience, find the strongest problem that you can solve, choose the right product format, shape your product promise, outline the product, name it, price it, and then sell it. Because AI may be able to help you create a product faster, but your experience is what makes the product worth buying. If this video helped you, please subscribe to Encore Earners. This channel is for women over 40 who want to turn their experience into income, offers, digital products, services, and ownership. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.